Minute 27 seconds. Great ride, Jim. You seem to handle better with this new spindle width and ski pressure. Well, let's get this baby in the shop and checked over. I still have a full report to write before I can start on my vacation. I know my wife, Judy. She'll be ready and impatiently waiting by the time I finish. Folks, my name is Jack Waters. I'm a performance technician. My job is putting snowmobiles through their paces. Checking out new features. Testing the dependability, durability, and operational efficiency of new modifications. I guess you could call me one of the lucky people, working with a sport I love and participate in actively. Beside being married to a girl that loves snowmobiling as much as I do. Fact is, she takes an active interest in my work, keeps abreast of all the changes in the company's new models. She was impressed with next year's prototype and wished we could take it along. I told her it was supposed to be a secret, but our machines have the same engines and new modifications of this one. They just looked like last year's model. This was to be a working vacation, and I'd be putting our machines through some pretty rugged paces, so I made sure we were well prepared. My work takes me to all parts of the snow country, and our pick-up-and-go kind of travel made it a necessity to own a fast, dependable means of transportation. Judy insisted on a comfortable place to live no matter where we stopped along the way. So after a few weeks of shopping and comparing, we came up with one of the best. Judy really appreciated the adequate storage space, which she proved by packing everything but the kitchen sink. Sometimes she takes advantage of my involvement with snowmobiling, like buying complete new outfits for our vacation. Although I had to admit these double-knit jumpsuits were a perfect fit and were sure comfortable. The snowmobile suits were lightweight and warm, ideal for the kind of action I had planned. With all our mobile conveniences, it was simply a matter of last-minute packing, and we were off. Yellowstone, Montana. If you're wondering why two people who live in the heart of one snow country would pack up and travel 1,000 miles to another one, the answer is relatively simple. Anyone who works for a snowmobile company is going to find it next to impossible to get vacation time in the middle of winter, unless he combines business with pleasure and gets away for a few weeks. Anyone committed to the sport will tell you that riding over new terrain and seeing new sights is one of the strongest lures that draws people into this exciting winter activity. Judy and I had two reasons: company business combined with a longing to explore the great expanse of snow country around West Yellowstone. For our first stop, we selected an ideal location and were soon off for an afternoon of fun and pleasure. most inventions, the snowmobile was created out of necessity. People in deep snow country needed a fast, reliable method of transportation for emergencies. But soon others discovered the fun and enjoyment provided by the versatile snow machine, and a new sport was born. Mile after mile of white snow slipped beneath the skis while brisk winter winds whispered a wild song of solitude, and before long we were running across a high ridge, awed by a magnificent splendor of rugged wilderness, filled with appreciation of its untouched beauty. Snowmobiling by itself provides a great deal of enjoyment, but the wise enthusiast soon learns his fast mobile machine offers him an opportunity to share some of the many wonders of nature. This is elk country, and to spot one of these regal giants set against a winter backdrop is a sight not soon forgotten. Snowmobilers have a great concern for conservation and wildlife management. Yet, like any growing sport, there are a few who, through carelessness or thoughtlessness, cause some damage and create problems for others. In my experience with the group as a whole, they realize protection of the wilderness is an integral part of the existence of the sport they love. Snowmobiling takes active participation. The cold, crisp air, exhilarating feeling after riding over open country can make a person pretty tired after a full day. And that's when you appreciate the comfort of your motor home. Later that evening, we shared a toast to the first day in Yellowstone country. After all, anytime the Waters family comes up with 2 weeks vacation in the middle of winter, it's cause for celebration, even though the vacation includes a little work. Judy really loves this kind of traveling comfort and privacy, not being concerned about schedules or having to decide whether or not to call ahead and set up reservations when you want to stay over another day. Early next morning, we were out, ready for more exploring. Ever since joining the snowmobile industry and becoming personally involved, I'm never able to get on a machine without thinking about all its varied uses, or about the people who found it to be a real boon, besides an enjoyable pastime. Ranchers are now able to cover miles of open range checking on cattle. Children in the backcountry are able to attend school every day. People whose jobs require them to cover miles of snow country are able to perform their work more efficiently. Such group are those that bear the responsibility for protecting our natural resources. Dedicated men, they spend their lives keeping the wilderness areas clean and natural for us to enjoy. Always a ready source of knowledge and information, they are willing to give every assistance when requested. Rangers' directions, we quickly found a group of snowmobilers coming back from a cross-country rally. As they were headed toward our camp, we joined them, a perfect way to end a day's activity. soon as we returned to the motor home, I told Judy I'd better start doing a little company work, or my boss might feel he'd gotten the short end on this work-vacation agreement. One of the reasons this area had been selected for testing the new modifications in our machines was the Western Snowmobile Association Championship races. While I had no particular assignment concerning the race, it was my job to make a report on the general performance of our racing machines. Many of our improved changes come from this kind of hard-paced testing. Some of the people involved in the race program had already arrived at race headquarters days in advance of the actual competition. Judy and I joined them in an evening cocktail as we discussed the details of the different events our company had entered. Conversation turned to past years and some of the thrilling moments our teams had provided in winning a number of first-place trophies. Predictions were flying every which way until finally it was my turn. I predicted we'd do as well, if not better, than last year. That brought the house down, since last year we'd just about swept the entire field. Next morning, the machines were prepared for the long, rugged trip to Old Faithful. I always made sure our equipment was in top shape to provide the kind of performance required for each journey. Despite some opinions, safety is a big factor to most snowmobilers. In fact, many clubs now establish a standard set of safety rules and teach members how to care for their machines. They know if you take care of your machine, it'll give you trouble-free dependability. A number of lodges and resorts now stay open all year, offering winter activities, providing snowmobiles for their guests, and expert instructors and guides as part of a winter vacation package. I was glad we had such an early start. It was a full day's trip to Old Faithful, and if I knew Judy, there'd be some sights along the way we'd have to stop to really appreciate. As majestic as the full-grown elk might be, nothing can match the winsome appeal of a baby elk just able to walk, timidly exploring the countryside under the watchful eye of its mother. Thousands of non-snowmobilers come every year to see such sights, and the lodges provide commercial snowmobile buses for nature trips into the park. The Park Service clearly outlines the roads for those who want to see the splendor of Yellowstone in the winter. It seemed that every bend in the road brought a new vista, or we came upon a secluded spot that compelled us to stop and spend a few moments enjoying the sheer beauty of nature's handiwork. The muffled song of rushing water over half-frozen rock held us spellbound, and only the lure of what was beyond the next bend tugged us on toward yet another adventure in this winter paradise. One of the biggest surprises of the entire trip happened when we came upon a large herd of bison. Buffalo to the people in this area. Both of us left our snowmobiles and approached the shaggy beasts for a closer look, which we later learned was not a recommended procedure. Even after all the interesting events on the trail into the park, we were unprepared for the rugged dominance of Old Faithful. There is little doubt that she reigns supreme over this northern wilderness. Later, as we headed back to the motor home, both of us were lost in our own thoughts. These past few days and realizing that today's adventure could be a perfect ending to our vacation. With a final toast to the ending of this part of our vacation, We spent the evening watching the lingering shadows creep along the pine-studded slopes. We were up with the sun, and I was a little surprised to find Judy in such a happy mood. I figured she'd be disappointed about the vacation part of our trip being over, and all that remained was work. When I mentioned it, she said if we couldn't be out snowmobiling, the next best thing was to be with snowmobilers and watch our machines in action. I should have known she'd feel that way, since, as I have mentioned, she was born and reared in a country where snowmobiling is a way of life. In fact, I owe my love of this great sport and having gone to work in this field to her. We met during college, and her keen interest in snowmobiling rubbed off on me. We were almost married on snowmobiles. Well, anyway, we rode our machines from her parents' house into town for the wedding. After we settled down, it seemed only natural to find employment in the field where we both had such a great deal of interest. Funny thing, while I was concerned about Judy's reaction, I was the one who had to take one last look at the country that had given us so much pleasure. Once on the road, all thoughts turned toward the forthcoming races. Judy drove while I went over my schedule. She really enjoys taking the wheel, claims the maneuverability, all-steel construction, and wide range of visibility gives her a greater feeling of security than driving the family car. That evening, after arriving at the race area, we discussed the different evaluations I had made and planned to make during the races. Judy is an excellent sounding board for my ideas. Not only does she give me a woman's angle to snowmobiling, she also comes up with some excellent technical comments. Like I've said, I am one of the lucky people. Unless you've ridden a snowmobile or been captivated by the thrilling action of a race, it's difficult to imagine the kind of tense expectancy that fills the air on the day of a race. It's like a supercharged atmosphere that flows in and around the throngs of spectators and drivers. You can actually feel it, sense it as you drive down the street. Everybody's waiting, keyed up for that green flag that starts the first event of the day.
On behalf of the Western Snowmobile Association, we welcome you, fans, to our 6th edition of our Western Snowmobile Championships right here, West Yellowstone, Montana, your snowmobile capital of the world. Okay, drivers, on your feet, let's go. Let's get this race underway. Thanks a lot. On the line, I won't line you up on how you are on the board. You just come out and pick a position. All I want you is side by side in a straight line. I may flag you in 1 second, so when you get there, I may flag you in 3 or 4 seconds. But the only thing I can tell you is watch me. Don't be squeezing off in the distance, or you're going to be left sitting there. 9 machines, and they're off. They go into the back stretch over there. There is a short area where we cannot see them. And they're coming off of that high turn. Leading your first lap once again, a Polaris number 259. Bring his name as soon as they pick it off of the list.
Judy and I were interested in all the events, and my company was entered in most of them. However, like most of the people here, we were waiting for the 800A main, the feature event of the entire program. This was the championship everybody wanted to win.
Now performing in your big 800 class machines, Western Snowmobile Roundup 6th Annual Championship, and we'd also like to add the feature race of the day. All right, the flag's up. Now, these are the big ones, racing fans. These are the big ones. Don't forget, stick around for the big awarding of the big trophy immediately following this race. We're going to go 8 laps. 8 laps. This is your first lap of 8 laps, racing fans. Your first lap of 8 laps. Mike Baker leading. DeSarmo running second. Over in the back stretch, and DeSarmo picking up a little bit on Baker. Racing fans. Now they'll be shooting. They actually shoot up onto that turn. We're coming around now. Mike Baker, DeSarmo, second. Oberg running third. You can see Mike Baker coming around, getting a commanding lead, driving a Polaris, putting yourself in Baker's lap. Now you hope that it continues to run in the state 800 class. This is our feature race of the day. You can see Mike Baker coming around now into the backstretch 800 class machine. Your A-name championship, as we classify them, the 800 class in Western Snowmobile, and there they're coming onto the turn. Mike Baker over on the far turn, running first. This is our feature race of the day. Running first now as he comes around here. We may have a champion. You'll see it in the making right here in West Yellowstone, Montana. Your Western Snowmobile Championship racing fans. Mike Baker coming up on the near turn, coming around racing fans. Please stay back off of the track. And now coming in, Mike Baker running first. Oberg running second. Over on the back stretch, you can see Mike Baker coming around. Running second is Oberg. Running third, Montford. Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. Coming around now, you can see him here, fans, coming in to pick up that big checkered flag, which is always great to see, especially if you're in first place. These barrels are off of that curve, comes in a little bit high, but he's still leading. Go, baby, go! Bring him in with a big hand. Your winner, Mike Baker. Running second is Strickland, and third, Montford. Now, racing fans, a rundown on that championship race. Running first was Mike Baker, driving a Polaris. Second, Bertel Strickland, riding a Skidoo. Running third was Reno Montford, Roseau, Minnesota, on a Polaris. Well, there you have them, ladies and gentlemen, the winners of your big 800 class. Now we're going to award the trophies. Stick around, racing fans, if you want to watch us. So make this big award. Mr. Humbley, would you like to make the presentation for us?
All right. I think we have the winner up here, and if you'll get the trophy for me, we'll try to get him away from the cameraman over here. Mike, congratulations. I have a very pleasant duty to perform here. On behalf of the Western Association, congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you have any more races coming up this season?
No, not this year. No.
This does it for this year? All right. We'll see you up here next year, okay?
You bet. You bet.
You bet we'll be back next year, and it'll be Go, baby, go all over again.